Hello everybody, my name is Adam1 and welcome back to Photoshop tutorials. Today we're going to be touching up this picture. We're going to be fixing the lighting, fixing the color of everything, saturation, contrast, levels, all that good stuff. This is technically part 2 because in part 1 we removed the watermark, but you can watch this one and not watch the first one. So this, I'm assuming you're a beginner, and we're going to start. I'm going to tell you everything I'm doing, every button I'm clicking. So we're going to start off, click on the name of your picture. It will say background and have a lock. We're going to drag it down here to what looks like a paper with a little fold in it. That will create a background copy of it. That means if we do something we don't like to it, like, I don't know, oh no, I hate that. We just delete it, and then boom, it's gone. Our picture is still there. Alright, so back here. If you ever mess up in here, click Control Z, that'll go back one step. Alright, so if you look down, my setup may be different from yours, but everything here is on your screen. Alright, so down here, you might say properties, click on adjustments. Alright, and so what we're going to start off by is getting this little something brightness contrast. Now this picture has a really very bright, anyways, it's very bright, so we're going to turn that down a little bit. Not like this because that looks bad, but say like even minus 20, because if you look at that difference already. We can't do too much or else it'll look weird, but some pictures are just unsavable. If there's anything where it's absolutely white, it's unsavable. Same with if it's absolutely black. We're gonna boost the contrast here. Now look at that, the difference already in this picture. Alright, so we're done with that. Go back to adjustments here, and we're gonna go to the next one called levels. Now this will be the level of brightness. So that means if I go on this arrow down here, it means the darkest it has to be will be like, it's weird to say the level, but it means nothing can be brighter than this level. Nothing can be darker than this level. You know what I mean? Alright, so if there's this caution sign here, you're gonna click it. It'll change levels a little bit. So you see right here where my mouse is, how it goes up. We're gonna want to take it right around there. Now if you think it's too dark, you move it a little back. Now this has a really good white level, if anything is too much. So down here, we're going to say there can be nothing that's absolutely white. It has to be at least a little bit of gray. You see that? Like, it's saying nothing can be above this level of whiteness. You see that? Same with darkness. So darkness is fine. Alright, we're going to actually move this down just a tiny bit. Alright, not too much, 238. So let's look at the before and after here. Before, after. Alright, if anything is actually too dark. Alright, move the white up. Alright, pop, pop. Before, after. See that? Alright, go back to adjustments. Now, if you see here, every time we do this, it creates a new layer. So we can see here's before, here's after. It's already looking so much better. Alright, here's curves. You may not need to do this step, but I like to do it anyways. See that? No difference yet. Now you can, curve all kinds of things in the photo. Like look at that, that's like crazy the difference you can make in these pictures. Control Z is undo. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it a little bit darker. Again. Oops, that's lighter. There we go. Before, after. You see that? Adjustments. We're gonna skip exposure. We're gonna go to vibrance. Now vibrance, everyone loves to crank it up and say, oh, that looks so good. But it starts looking fake, alright? So just do like +2, and then for saturation, this will make you look tanner, but also make everything look crazy like you're on acid. So we're just going to do +2 for both of them. Hue, saturation. Now, we're just going to turn saturation up a tiny bit, but not really that much. Before, after. Now, you see his skin's looking a little red. We're going to fix that in a minute, alright? Color balance, that's where we're at. His face is looking a little red, so we're going to make it a little bluer. You see that? We can make it red or we can make it bluer. Don't overdo it with the color balance, please, I beg you. So we're just doing, like, we could do this. I think this is a good. It's -8. Alright, actually, I'm going to do -5. So here's 0 and 5. Alright, see that? Just a little bit more blue. For anything, we could do this. Here's 0. And here's 10. Yeah, 10's good. Now, This is a really green picture. I think the green looks nice, so we're gonna actually boost it up maybe a tiny bit. +5, yeah, that's good. Alright, so you can see his jersey's blue and yellow, so whatever we do, it'll counter the other thing. We're gonna make it a tiny bit more blue though, with a plus. Here, let's go from 0 to 5. I think that's personally good. Now look at this. Here's before, here's after. Alright, that's good, that's good. Now there's a little bit of motion blur. We could do some sharpening, but then you get pixelation, which will be very annoying to deal with. So that's all we're gonna do for this. So here, before, after. Look at that difference. Now Control S is save. You can save at any time. If anything, I suggest save after every single step. Just to be safe. So Control plus is to zoom in. We're gonna zoom in, and now we're gonna do some layer masking. So this is why we have the background copy. And so I personally think that we're gonna do feather. So up here, we're gonna click on this tool. It's the auto selection tool. If you click up here on the top left, boom, bob, we're gonna make the hardness down to about 15. Again, you do you, whatever you want. And we're gonna select his face by holding in the mouse. And if you click Alt, it does minus to unselect things, alright? So we're gonna unselect his hair. We're just gonna have his face here, alright? And so what we're gonna do this, where we get this dropper tool down here. Where is it? Where the frick is this thing? Here it is. Alright. And we're gonna pick this on his face. This is skin tone. Alright, see how there's like pink and reds and stuff? We don't want the pink and red. So we're actually gonna click this. And we're gonna do new layer. Alright, so I'm actually gonna go to color. And I'm gonna make this a little bit brighter and more skin tony. Control deselect. We're gonna do something different. We're gonna zoom in here. I'm trying to make it less red in his face. So what we can just do is this. Alright. Grab it. Paint the color. Opacity down. Move it up a tiny bit. Yes, that's good. 30%, I'd say. Control plus, I mean. Then we'll go to the eraser. Make sure that your hardness is at 0. Move it down. I'm gonna erase the areas we don't need. See that? Here's before, here's after. So you don't want to do too much opacity or else you'll lose detail in your picture. Before, after. Look at that. Nose job. You're welcome, Logan. Alright. Control D to deselect what we just did. And so we're going to bring out the vibrance in this arm sleeve, because I think we could do that. I think that would be pretty cool. So we're going to actually do the color balance, and we're going to make it more green. Look at that. Before, after. Boom. Bop, 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 bop. Look at that. That's cool. That's tough. Alright. Anything else we need done? I'm not sure. We could make his clothing a little brighter, a little whiter, but we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna mess with this image too much. So here's before, and then here's my after. Much better in my opinion. I think we're gonna have to call it there. Thank you for watching. This is how to touch up an image like that. And please consider subscribing. I'm Man Adam 1. Comment if this was useful, helpful. Any suggestions, whatever. Like it. See ya.